welcome back to my channel. My name is Johanna. For those of you who are new here, welcome. For those of you who are returning, welcome back. A great big shout out to my channel members for supporting my channel. Thank you. All right, in this month's edition of Crack the Vault collab hosted by Poetspice, I will be doing some die cut stickers. This is a collaboration hosted and created by Poet a few years ago now. I think this is year 3, and I think the year before it had been called something else. And the whole premise of this collab is to use things that are in your stash that are brand new and you just want to start playing with it, or things that you've had for at least 6 months. And really it's a use your stash, use your stuff sort of collaboration. Check out all of the amazing channels listed in my description box. Every third Friday of the month we do post a video. A huge shout out to Poetspice. Check out her channel below for hosting this amazing collab. Now, in the beginning of the year, I had introduced a Crack the Vault collab journal where I was going to work on some anime. But yesterday I was watching a video by my friend Patty, and she was playing with some of her die cuts, and I had commented, hey, I have a die cut machine. And she, really suggested that I play around with it too. And I thought, okay, cool, I can. And I was thinking about how I can incorporate some of my die cuts into some of my journals, not specifically the anime one that I'm using for this year-long monthly collab. And I thought about some things that I have. So this is a Sapphire Spellbinders die cutting machine. This was an amazing gift from my friend Poet a few years ago. It came with these blue die cuts, and then I had purchased the silver ones. And the thing with this machine is it's a very small one. So if you are going to purchase die cuts for this machine, you have to make sure that they are not wider than 2.5 inches, a little less than 2.5 inches wide, because otherwise it won't be able to feed through the machine. So I've made some here, but I thought I'd make some with you, and then I'll show you the sticker aspect of it. So I'm gonna get this cleaned off. It'll just be a second for you guys. It'll be probably a few minutes for me. And then I'll show you how the machine works. I will show you how I can embellish some things, and then I'll show you the sticker aspect of this. All right, so it's a little bit more organized. I've got just a paper down here just because I'm going to do some distress ink. I have, it was an 8.5 by 11 sheet, and so I cut it into various lengths, but it's all 2.5 inches wide, and this should fit into the machine. And let's see. So this one is a little short for the mat. This one is a little long for it, but it doesn't matter. I'm still going to get plenty of these things. But before I actually put those components together, I am going to kind of zhuzh this up a little. So I happen to have some of these stencils out already because I'm using them in my Hobonichi Avec Everyday Carry in the daily section. And so I'm just going to ink this up a little bit. This is Uncharted Mariner Distress Ink by Tim Holtz. And doesn't have to be perfect, especially since we're going to be cutting, but I just want to add a little something too. And because I'm going to be cutting, I'm not exactly sure what's going to cut where, but it's certainly going to be more interesting with the sort of pattern paper than it was just with the plain paper. So now that I got that, I will get this out of the way. And the Spellbinder, I don't know if all Spellbinders do, but this one came with 4 different mats. I've never used the embossing mats. I've only used the cutting plate and the base plate. So what I do is I take the base plate, the white one, and I'm going to add the die cuts with the edge facing up. I don't actually know if that's the way you're supposed to do it, but that's the way I have been doing it. And then I'm just going to fit whatever I can on here. And it can be a little fiddly, but that's okay. I'm not in any rush. And then I just want to get the most space usage out of the one sheet that I'm going to do. Again, I'm not sure if it's supposed to be top or bottom, and this one actually won't fit both of them. So I'll get one of these longer pieces. Oh, but that's why I did this one. So let's just do that. Well, that's going to drive me crazy. Let's do these two. I think that cuts a hole in that. I don't know that I've ever used this die cut. Okay, that'll work. And then because this already has cuttings on it, I just sandwich this together. This where it gets a little fiddly because one, I don't lock the machine down, and then you have to make sure that this is kind of tight or your paper or your dies can move. So you just kind of shove it in there and then you turn this until it goes all the way through, and then I actually always run it back the other way. This is the only die cutting machine I have. It's only the only die cutting machine I want to have, just because I have space issues, and I actually don't do a lot of crafting. So while it's cool, I don't necessarily need a ton of things. And then you just kind of peel this away. So there's that. Again, not the best of die jobs. And then there's that. I've got a little, what is this, paper clip, but it's shaped and I'm gonna press out all of these little fiddly bits. So let me do that and I'll be right back. So I finished punching out all of the holes, and so I'm going to do a little bit more on this one, and then we'll go into the final phase. I don't plan on using a ton of them in here, although I could, but I want to show you the sticker aspect of it. But let me do a little bit of stamping on this one here. And so I've got this tiny little block. I'm going to use that same ink pad and I want to make sure it's actually going to fit. Which is the actual best thing about using a clear stamp. Okay, it's a bit small, but that's okay. We'll work around that. I don't know if they sell the Spellbinder on Amazon, but if I can find it, I will link it below. It will be an affiliate link, so although it does not cost you any additional, I do earn a small commission. Oh, that's super cute. So the text says squint, and there's some sort of creature reading. Now I could color that, but if I do, it won't be on camera. But let me show you how I plan to put this in my journal and the whole sticker aspect of it. And this one here, my friend Poet had shown in a haul that she did several months ago. And so I went to RelaxandScrapbook.com where she had gone, and I had gotten this as well. This is a Lawn Fawn stamp. If I can find any of these things on Amazon, I'll go ahead and link them below. So today is currently Sunday, May 11th, and so what makes these die cut stickers is that I used sticker paper. Now I actually have white sticker paper, but I took that to work. Now where this may prove problematic, because again I don't test things before I try them, is taking the sticker paper off, especially on these really thin fiddly things, without actually breaking the die. And so I'm gonna stick that down. And kind of press it down. Now this certainly has a ton of ridging. I'm definitely going to have to use my nail. So I don't know that I would use it in this particular journal because the paper is so very thin. Now that's not going to be a problem because, well, I can feel it. I mean, I can just journal right over that. That's not a problem. But in some of my other creative journals where it's thicker paper, or if you're making cards or notebooks or whatever, I think this might be a great idea to use sticker paper if you have, to use your die cuts if you have, and then just make stickers out of the die cuts you already have. And especially if you have the sort of die cuts that also have the corresponding stamp, then the sky's the limit on the kind of things that you can do. It's not revolutionary. I'm pretty sure someone else had thought of this before me, but especially for these, again, the most difficult part is getting the sticker paper off of here, and then of course, like this one, taking the little dots off. But I think that can be a really effective way to make some stickers of die cuts you probably already have and love, and then adding them to various craft projects that you're doing. I really love the look of it, but it is a bit fiddly. Anyway, I'd love to know what you guys think of this project, and would you recreate something in your own arsenal? Let me know in the comment section below. All right, guys, well, that's it for me for now, and as always, aloha.